then there is pain. Or if there is too much loss of neurotransmitter, then there is pain, that is emotional pain. And if there is other tissue damage, then there will be pain. So it is an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actual tissue damage, right? Now the pain is perceived by the nociceptors, and there are some pain producing substance which produce pain. Number one is histamine, bradykinin, serotonin, prostaglandin, and Lewis substance P or local potassium ion. Local potassium ion is also called Lewis uh, substance P. So you know about the anginal pain. So what happens if there is anginal pain? Then the muscle is tensed. So why? Because the heart muscle needs more oxygen and the supply of oxygen is less, so there is ischemia, so there is again muscle metabolites are accumulated, especially potassium ion is accumulated, is it is not washed out properly, so there is pain. If we have a orthopedic problem, that means if there, say for example, if there is a fracture, then also there will be contraction of the muscle. That is why the blood flow in the muscle is less, and again there is accumulation of potassium ion, and that is the vicious cycle goes on, and there will be pain. So what are the pain producing substances? One is substance P of Lewis, that is local potassium ion. Others are prostaglandin, serotonin, bradykinin, histamine. Those are the main pain producing substance. Then it will come to the cell body, and then from through the action, these will come to the dorsal horn or in the central nervous system. After this clear?
सर स्लाइड चेन्ज भएको छैन
Huh?
स्लाइड चेन्ज भएको छैन
अब चेन्ज भयो?
छैन सर
अब चेन्ज भयो?
भयो सर पेन एन्ड इट्स टाइप्समा छ
Now again I am telling that there is mainly two types of pain. One is physiologic pain or acute pain or good pain, and that pain is carried by, everything is not written here. All things are acute pain is carried by A delta fiber. I repeat, physiologic or acute or good pain is carried by A delta fibers. Please take your pen paper. Everything is not written in slide. These A delta fibers are 2 to 5 micron in diameter, and the speed of transmission, speed of action potential or impulse transmission is 12 to 30 meter per second. There is another type of pain that is called pathologic pain. Pathologic pain may be inflammatory pain, may be pathologic pain. How many types of pathologic pains are there? Mainly two types. One is inflammatory pain, another is neuropathic pain. And the physiologic pain, I'm sorry, the physiologic pain is terminating in the lamina 1 and 5. It is the first order neuron that is carrying the acute pain or physiologic pain that terminate in the lamina 1 and 5. I repeat, 1 and 5. And the neurotransmitter released is glutamate. For the pathologic pain, that means it may be inflammatory pain, it may be neuropathic pain, it is carried by C fibers or unmyelinated fiber, which is only 0.4 micrometer in diameter. 0.4 micron in diameter, and it goes to the lateral dorsal root. I repeat, it goes through lateral dorsal root, and the speed is 0.5 to 2 meter per second. First order neuron for the pathologic pain terminate in the lamina 1 and 2. Lamina 1 and 2, right? And the neurotransmitter from the first order neuron is released, or in the whole path is released, is substance P or local potassium ion. Is it clear? For acute pain, the carrier, the nerve is a delta fiber. For pathologic pain, the nerve is C fiber and the speed is less. For physiologic pain, the neurotransmitter is glutamate. For pathologic pain, the neurotransmitter is substance P. For physiologic pain, first order neuron terminates in lamina 1 and 5. For pathologic pain, the first order neuron terminate on lamina 1 and 2. Up to this clear?
Yes, sir.
Should I repeat?
No, sir.
Okay. Other things we have already read. What is hyperalgesia? What is allodynia? Those we know because we have already read that hyperalgesia means the exaggerated response to noxious stimuli, and the cause is more and more histamine release. And uh, yeah, for allodynia, the innocuous stimulus, that means if the stimulus is not harmful also, there will be pain, already painful position, already painful area, and there will be more pain if the normal or innocuous or harmless stimuli is there, and like sunburn. After that, if there is warm shower, there will be pain. That is the cause, sprouting of touch fiber to pain fiber carrying fiber, and that is the cause. Those things I think we have already read. Yes, no? Should I tell it again?
Actually, bandinu na, sir.
कुन चाहिँ भन्ने? Previous slide or this slide or both?
यो allodynia को भन्दिनु न actually.
Allodynia माने already एउटा painful area of the skin or tissue छ. Already there is a painful area painful tissue, on that if there is harmless stimulus is applied, if harmless stimulus is applied on that area, there will be excessive pain. Although the stimulus is harmless, although the stimulus is not damaging the tissue, the already damaged tissue is there, that is why there is pain. This is called allodynia. And if the damaged tissue is there, on the top of it, again the harmful stimulus, which is again harming the tissue, is given, that causes hyperalgesia. Am I clear? Why allodynia is there? Because the touch fiber, when the tissue is damaged, the muscle tissue, other tissue, and nerve tissue, all are damaged. So in the damaged nerve tissue, the nerve growth factor is acting. The nerve growth factor NGF is acting on the damaged nerve. So this nerve branches, and that is called the branching of nerves occurs, right? So that is called sprouting of nerve. This sprouting or branching of touch fiber is synapsing on the pain carrying second order neuron. That is why touch sensation is carried by the pain carrying second order neuron, and that is why when there is simple touch, it seems pain to the person. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Should I repeat?
No, sir.
Okay. Now this allodynia or your what you call hyperalgesia, they are all carried by either A delta fiber or by C fiber. For A delta fiber, the neurotransmitter is glutamic acid or glutamate, and for C fiber, the neurotransmitter is substance P. May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. About this slide, I think I have not to tell about the nociceptors and TRP V1, TRP V3, TRP ankyrin 4. These we have already read, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So should I proceed?
हुन्छ, sir.
What about this slide? You have read this one? Should we read together again, or should I proceed?
एकचोटि भनिदिनु न, सर.
Isma, in this slide we have told about the fast pain and slow pain. Fast pain is carried by A delta fibers, which is very thin fiber. It is 2 to 5 mu in diameter, and the impulse transmission rate is 12 to 30 meter per second. And neurotransmitter is glutamate. For slow pain, The pain is felt within 1 second after stimulus, not immediately after stimulus, but it is carried by the C fibers, and C fiber, you know, it is unmyelinated, so it is very thin. 0.5 meter per second is the conduction velocity, and neurotransmitter is mainly substance P. Number one. Number two is generally these C fibers carry pain from the viscera, not from the somatic organ, from the viscera. That is why from the viscera the pain which is coming, that is tremendous, and we cannot pinpoint it. What is the cause of it? Because pain from the viscera are generally poorly localized, as A delta fibers are less from viscera. I repeat that the pain from the viscera is generally carried by the C fiber, and A delta fiber are less there. That is why the slow pain or dull pain is carried through the C fiber from the viscera, and we cannot localize what is the source of pain. Up to this clear? Now, if there is prostaglandin or local potassium or substance P, then with very slight stimulus, the pain fibers are very much excited. And endorphin, enkephalin, serotonin inhibit the release of substance P in the posterior gray column, and that is why if there is endorphin, enkephalin, these two are called the indigenous opioid, and or serotonin is there or norepinephrine is there, then the substance P in the posterior gray column cannot work. So second order neuron, pain carrying second order neuron cannot get the substance P, and the pain is felt less. Now what is visceral pain? Not when very side of the viscera, somewhere from other portion the pain is coming, that seems to the victim, and that is called referred pain. Say for example, we have told that if there is pain, anginal pain, although the source of pain is the heart, the victim feels pain in hand instead of heart, because from the same tissue, from the same embryonic tissue of hand and tissue of heart has been developed, and that is why the second order neuron is getting the first order neuron, the two first order neuron from the heart and first order neuron from the hand is synapsing on the same second order neuron, and that is called convergence of the neurons, and that is why the victim feels that from the hand the pain is going. He or she cannot feel that from the heart it is coming, right? Now, after some time, if the anginal pain is intense, at that time from the hand and also from the heart, from the both side the pain is felt. So from the referred side and from the actual side the pain is felt, and that is called radiating pain. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Should I repeat?
No, sir.
So this we have already read. So I am going to the next slide. right? Next slide. The pain endogenous analgesia that you can remember or not, you tell. This you can remember or should I explain it again? Getting of pain. That is the main topic today. Should I tell it or should I skip it?
Bandinu na sir, actually.
Okay. This one is called stress analgesia. Stress analgesia. Algesia means sensation. Analgesia means no sensation or reduced sensation. What happens if there is stress? Suppose you are playing a very important match or you are fighting for your country. At that time what happens, from the limbic system the neurons are coming and they from here the neurotransmitter is coming, again from the second order neurotransmitter is coming, then there is another neuron that is called inhibitory interneuron, right? Then here another neuron is there, another neuron is there. Am I clear now? If the nociception is there, again I am telling, if the nociception is there, that means if the pain is here, felt here, then the pain is carried, the impulse of pain is carried to here. Now the pain should be carried by the second order neuron to the brain. But as the person is fighting or playing or something, the neurotransmitter from limbic system is coming here. From this nerve, neurotransmitter is coming here, and then this nerve, that means this neuron, that is the inhibitory interneuron is stimulated. Inhibitory interneuron is giving either GABA or glycine or endorphin or enkephalin or serotonin or noradrenaline, which is obstructing, which is overshadowing the substance P from here, right? Or glutamate from here. So this second order pain carrying neuron is not getting enough substance P or glutamate. Instead, the substance P and glutamate is less here. So this fiber will carry less pain, and that is called stress analgesia. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Should I repeat?
No, sir.
Okay. Now that is called getting of pain, counter irritants or limitants, inhibits the pain path in the dorsal horn by the stimulation of large diameter touch pain afferents. That is called getting of pain. Now the question comes, what is gate? Everything is not written in slides, so please note it down. Dorsal horn is the gate because synapse between the first order neuron and second order dorsal horn neuron are the sites of considerable plasticity, change, right? Plasticity means changing. There is some addition, alteration. Here, pain impulses can be modified, and that is why the dorsal horn is known as gate. GAT, gate. Should I repeat? Anybody
Yes,
can
sir.
talk to me. What is gate? Gate mane ki? Gate mane dorsal horn. The answer is gate is the dorsal horn. Why dorsal horn is named as gate? Because synapse between the synapse between the first order neuron, these two are first order neurons, to the second order neuron, this is the second order neuron, in the dorsal horn are the site for considerable plasticity. I repeat, it is the site of considerable plasticity. Here, pain impulses can be modified. That is why it is called gate. বুঝেও কি বুঝে না? Can you follow or not? If you can't follow, tell me then and there. Don't be shy.
Puja, sir.
So where is the gate? Here is the gate. This is the dorsal horn. This is the this is the dorsal horn. This is the dorsal horn. This portion is gate. From here to here, this is the gate, right? Because the modification can be done here. That is why this one is gate. Now comes again. I want to repeat the pain pathway. Just brush up. Maybe a delta fiber which is shown in red, maybe C fiber which is shown in green. They are coming, entering into the substantia gelatinosa of Rolando in the dorsal in the posterior portion of spinal cord, posterior horn, right? From here, the second order neuron, maybe red, maybe green, is crossing and it is going up and up by the lateral spinothalamic tract. It is ending here. From the contralateral thalamus, the third order neuron is going and ending in the sensory cortex and other cortices, not only in sensory cortex. In the previous class, we told that it is ending in the sensory cortex. Today, I am adding another thing that the pain that the pain stimulus, the pain sensation is not only perceived mm, in the sensory cortex but in other parts of the cortex also. I repeat, the discriminative pain, from where the pain is coming, whether the pain is intense, whether the pain is dull, from which area it is coming, from which point it is coming, those things are analyzed by this portion, that is which cortex? Which area? Somatosensory area. I repeat, somatosensory area. S1 and S2, that is for discriminative pain. That is for discrimination of the sensation of pain. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Other pain sensation which is for motivation, it goes to cingulate gyrus of limbic system. I repeat, for motivation of pain, it goes to cingulate gyrus of limbic system, mediofrontal area of frontal lobe. Mediofrontal means frontal lobe. It is also for motivation. To insula, it is also in the frontal lobe. A little and in the cerebellum also. So where does pain go? Where does it end? Pain sensation pathway, where does it end? Number one, for discriminative pain, it is ending on S1 and S2. For motivational pain, it is going to limbic cortex, cingulate gyrus, mediofrontal area and insula, and the another portion is also going to cerebellum, so that we can manage our tone and posture. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Should I repeat?
ठीक से, sir.
Okay. Now, how the pain is gated? Pain getting mechanism may be one pain getting mechanism. We have already told that if there is a pain, then if we gently rub, the pain is lessing. Pain feeling will be less, like that. That pain is coming here, one, then second, then third, right? And at that time you are rubbing or you are giving some kulti, something, some uberan or something, all right. Then the mechanoceptors, that is A beta fibers, are stimulated. It is thinly myelinated. It is acting on the second order another neuron, that is inhibitory interneuron. The inhibitory interneuron is inhibiting the second order pain carrying neuron, so the pain is lessened one way. Another is from the limbic system. This line is coming. The second order neuron is inhibited by this neuron, interneuron, inhibited interneuron. So the pain is lessened. This we have told about. What we have not told, I am going to that one. Here you are seeing the cell body is here, right? Second order neuron cell body is here. Instead of cell body here, second order neuron cell body may be here, maybe here, maybe here, because there are so many nuclei. And from, say for example, if the second order neuron cell body is here, then here in the medulla, so from here to here one projection is there, that is dendron, and from here to here another projection is there, that is axon. That may also happen. And if the endorphin and enkephalin are here, then this portion will be, this nerve will be will not take too much pain producing substance P or something else from here. Am I clear or not?
Actually, very bhandiनु na, sir.
बुझेन. Okay. I'm trying to explain it so that you can easily get it. Okay, let us come to this slide. From the periaqueductal gray, the nucleus raphe-magnus projection is there. That is the serotonergic pathway. And another enkephalin is there. This portion you have read or not, this slide? Did we study this slide in the previous class?
Yes, sir.
Or yes?
Yes,
all of
sir.
you? Okay. Then it will be easier to follow. Can you see the figure, spinal and supraspinal pathway of pain? You are seeing this figure. Can you see?
No, yes, sir.
No. This is the aqueduct of Sylvius. So periphery of the aqueduct of Sylvius is called periaqueductal gray. Up to this clear? From here, one nerve is coming here, another nerve is coming here. These are two nucleus. This nucleus in the medulla is called raphe magnus or raphe nucleus. It is big, so it is called magnus, right? Raphe nucleus, right? Another nucleus is there, that is called rostral ventromedial nucleus. I repeat, rostral ventromedial nucleus. Clear, boy? This is this portion, this nerve tract which is coming here. This is secreting the serotonin, right? This is serotonergic pathway. And this pathway from here, this is secreting, neurotransmitter secreting is which one? Tell me which one? Noradrenaline. This is serotonin wala, this is noradrenaline wala, right? And these two types of neurons are synapsing on the neurons full of endorphin and enkephalin. I repeat, endorphin and enkephalin. So endorphin and enkephalin secretion in this area is more. So these nerves, red one and green one, these nerves were actually giving substance P or glutamate. Instead of more substance P and glutamate, these second order neurons are getting more endorphin and enkephalin. What happens to that? What happens then? Because of more endorphin and enkephalin, potassium conductance of these two second order neurons will be more. So potassium will be out from these cells. So there will be hyperpolarization. There will be no depolarization, there will be hyperpolarization, and the calcium channel will also not open. So the calcium will not enter in these two cells, and the pain carrying neurons will be hyperpolarized rather than depolarized. So pain carrying will be less within these two nerves. So there will be less pain sensation. Am I clear? Should I repeat?
বুঝে স্যার।
All of you got it or should I repeat?
Got it, sir.
Okay. Now let us come what is enkephalin. The beta ends and in the dorsal horn of spinal cord. Then beta endorphin containing neurons are mainly in the hypothalamus and in the dorsal horn of spinal cord. From the hypothalamus, these endorphin neurons project to, that means their cell body is in the hypothalamus and their action ends into numbance, periventricular thalamus, medial and reticular. Neurons are secreting the enkephalin, so the pain is felt lessened and lessened. So less and less pain is felt. That is called central getting of pain. Up to this clear? So in the previous class, should I tell? You tell I could not hear.
বুঝে স্যার।
Bujeo. Acha, that means in the previous class we told how the pain is felt lessened, how the getting of pain here, getting of pain centrally from here another, and now the endorphin and enkephalin neurons are not only here. Okay, endorphin enkephalin is here also in other parts of the central nervous system also, so that all the endorphin enkephalin used to reduce the pain, then that is the central getting of pain. That has been summarized here. I think it is a little summarized. Okay, periaqueductal gray. From there, the neuron is coming to nucleus raphe magnus, and that is the serotonergic path, giving the 5-HT or serotonin, hydroxytryptamine. Now Inhibitory interneuron is there, that is enkephalin, full of enkephalin. Enkephalin acts on opioid receptor of the second order neuron and the first order neuron that carry pain synapse plus first order neuron terminal button. That means the pre-synaptic inhibition and post-synaptic inhibition both are going on. So naturally, there is more intracellular potassium exit. That means the second order neuron becomes more and more hyperpolarized. And there is less extracellular calcium entry. That means the second order neuron is less and less depolarized. Right? Hyperpolarization more, depolarization is less. Naturally, the neuron is not working properly. So, not properly working neuron will not carry too much pain. So, there is less pain carry. Mechanism is that. Another, from periaqueductal gray, the neuron is coming to rostral ventromedial nucleus, and that is called catechol aminergic path. Why? Because in this path neurotransmitter is norepinephrine. And inhibitory interneurons are also there, that is called enkephalin. Enkephalin acts of second order neuron on which the first order neuron the carrying pain is synapse. So first order neuron terminal button is again the same thing happens. That means the presynaptic inhibition and postsynaptic inhibition both by the enkephalin or endorphin. So there is second order neuron, the calcium exited more. That means in the second order neuron the hyperpolarization happens, and in the second order neuron very slow depolarization happens because the calcium entry is not there, and naturally there is decrease of pain. Instead of these two, today I already also told that in the many points of nervous, many nuclei of nervous system contains the endorphin and enkephalin, like ventral septum, nucleus accumbens, periaqueductal gray, then thalamus, amygdala, reticular formation, locus coeruleus, nucleus parabrachialis, stratum, everywhere. From there also the endorphin enkephalin is coming out, and they are attenuating the pain. And that is the story of central pain getting. Now, this also we have already read, I think, endogenous cannabinoids 2, arachidonyl, glycerol, anandamide, they acts on the cannabinoid receptor 1, and there is euphoria. Cannabinoid 2 receptor expressed in the activated microglia, and cannabinoid CB, cannabinoid 2 receptor plus agonist, if you give agonist, that reduce the inflammatory pain, because the cannabinoid receptor means the cannabis, or it acts like when we take cannabis, that happens. That is the receptor. If this receptor is stimulated, then there will be analgesia. So pain will be lessened. Right? Up to this clear? Clear, boyo? Clear, boyo?
Yes, sir.
Now, new pain therapies focus on the synaptic transmission in nociception and peripheral sensory transduction. Like capsaicin in transdermal patches or creams regulate or reduce the pain. Capsaicin means the material which is found in capsicum. That means खुर्सानीमा जुन छ, जुन चाहिँ हामीलाई पेन दिन्छ नि है, त्यो पिरो भन्छौँ नि हामी, द्याट इज क्याप्साइसिन। त्यस्तो ट्रान्सडर्मल प्याच क्रिम दियो भने के हुन्छ, that will exhaust the supply of substance P in the nerves and it acts on the TRPV1 receptor on the skin, so there is less pain. First there is pain, then there will be less pain. Then another, lidocaine and mexiletine, they are useful in some cases of chronic pain and they block the nerve 1.8, which is the receptor in the nociceptive neurons of the dorsal root ganglia. NAV 118 block गर्छ है। Zeconamide, I repeat, Zeconotide, a voltage gated N-type calcium channel blocker is used for intrathecal analgesia in the patients with refractory chronic pain. So there are many types of drugs which sometimes some drugs causes the blockage of calcium ion so that the depolarization cannot occur. Some drug causes the hyperpolarization or quick potassium out, so the nerve is hyperpolarized, so pain cannot be transmitted. So in this way, we try to reduce pain to the patients who are suffering from intense pain. So today we talked about the pain pathway, the getting of pain mainly, and about the endorphin, enkephalin, role of endorphin and enkephalin in central getting of pain. Up to this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today, may I stop now?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then you wait a bit so that we can take the percentage, your percentage. Okay. Wait.